Paul Cox is shoot captain on his local shoot, which is based around the farm on which he and his dad were born and where his kids now come beating. That came to a sudden end when armed Devon and Cornwall police officers turned up at his house one night without an appointment, confiscated his guns, revoked his certificates, and they won't tell him why.
I was at home all afternoon, didn't go out anywhere. Nicola come home from work. We had tea, etc. Just getting the kids ready for bed, and then knock on the door, and Nicola said, "You know, the police are here," and I just couldn't sort of get my head around to start off with why the police would be at my door. And when I went out to the kitchen, there was two armed police, fully armed, Glock pistols, you know, all the stuff, recording, CS spray, the lot. My children were absolutely traumatised by two police. He asked me if I was Paul Cox, which I said yes. He then presented me with a letter and said, "We're here to remove your firearms and your shotguns." And I asked why, and he said the details in the letter. And when I read the letter, there's no actual reason given whatsoever. It's just a generic letter saying that they've done a review. Devon and Cornwall Police have done a review, and I'm not deemed to be suitable to have a firearms or a shotgun. So my licences have been revoked. They removed all my guns and all my ammunition last night in front of the children, which was very distressing for them. And we took quite a long time to settle them down and get them to sleep after they left. Kids love shooting. They come out beating with me. They spend a lot of the time. I'm a captain on a syndicate shoot where my family, my dad comes beating. He's 80. My children, all four boys, come beating. My partner Nicola comes beating. It's a real family affair with some really good friends, and very distressing now.
What went through your mind when they came through the door, when they said that we're going to take away your guns?
I just couldn't process it. I was just sort of numb with, what have I done wrong? What, you know, I haven't got a speeding ticket. I haven't done anything, and I just couldn't understand what had gone on. And I asked the policeman, I said, why have my guns been taken? And he said, "Oh, it's to do with the Keyham incident, and there's a review of all licence holders, and you've been flagged up as not suitable for holding a licence or carrying a firearm."
And they haven't put any reason in there specific?
No specific reason whatsoever.
Do you have any suspicions for why this might be?
Yes, I do have a suspicion that it's probably to do with my ex. We separated 5 years ago. Not the best of separations, if I'm honest. Child arrangement order and court, and really, you know, traumatic time for myself, my children. You know, obviously my ex is you know, quite deeply hurt with what's happened, and we've just struggled to agree on contact arrangements for the children. Even though there's a court order in place, I find myself having to jump through loops to try and get access to see my children.
If it is that, though, I mean, surely the time to take your guns away was 5 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how long have you had your shotgun and firearms certificate for?
Since I was old enough to bear arms, you know, 16 I think I applied. It might have been 15 when I applied for my shotgun licence. As I live on a farm, vermin control was, you know, paramount for us. So then I got a rimfire, you know, and applied for my firearms, and, you know, got my rimfire granted, and then went for my centre fire for fox control, you know, a 222, and then gradually just sort of graduated into a bigger rifle, and that was, I don't know, I suppose I've gone through 3 renewals with my firearms, so 30 years I've had them, yeah.
And you were brought up around here, weren't you?
Yeah, this is my family home. This is my family home. My dad was born here in this home. My children was born in this home. We live here. This is my area. This is where I've always been, and everybody knows me.
What guns did they take yesterday?
So they took 4 shotguns. So my first shotgun is my great-great-granddad's gun, which is a Damascus-barreled side-by-side hammer action underlever, which I've got a lot of heritage with that gun, 'cause that was my great-great-granddad's gun when he was a gamekeeper. So that one's gone. My dad's gun is gone. My brother's gun, because he moved to Saudi Arabia, so I took care of that gun, and my shotguns as well. So yeah, initially I'd like to appeal what's happened, because I don't think I've been treated fairly. I don't think that the review is a true reflection of myself. I don't think they've taken into account who I am, what I stand for, myself as a person. I think I've just been blanketed with a tarred brush, so to speak, that something's happened or something hasn't happened, and they've just come and acted on like a knee-jerk reaction.
Feels like they were sent out to find the usual suspects, except they got the wrong suspects.
Yeah.
You made 1 phone call so far today, haven't you?
So I made 1 phone call to the NGO, which is the National Gamekeepers Organisation, and got in contact with their firearms expert, and talked about everything, with regards to my ex-wife, anything, that could have flagged this up to the police, that they may have, had a sniff at, that maybe there's something there, maybe there isn't. I don't know. I'm just clutching at straws to sort of understand what's happened. And he said basically that if I fight the police, then I'll need to pay basically 20 to 30 grand in solicitors' fees, barristers, etc. And doesn't think that I've got much of a chance of success for not doing anything wrong.
So that's not a great start.
No, really disheartening.
I mean, how would you like this to kind of play out? What would be the best thing for you?
The best thing for me would be if the police turned around and said, look, Mr. Cox, here's the issue. If there is an issue, then 1, I got the chance to talk to them about the issue. 2, they can hear my side of the story, because it feels like a very one-sided story if that is the case, what has happened. Or 3, if there's a big mistake, then just turn around and say, sorry, here's your guns back, here's your license back, and carry on being a safe, respected, member of the community that, at the moment I feel really dirty, I suppose, that I've been put through this. I just feel really, really upset.
So it feels like you've been criminalised.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, criminalised is the word, yeah.